We've almost made it. and at least we survived it until the very last slot.
We did make it to the last day, although these fellas had quite the evening out.
Oh, hello.
Sure, I don't know what you mean.
I think we...
More so that fella and another fella that's not here.
Not all of us survived.
We made Nicole sign an NDA, so she's not going to say anything about it.
Yeah, there's just some back chatter
They
going
might
on.
have bumped into Kazi.
They might have bumped into Kazi.
Yeah.
Yes, he also rolled in at about 7 a.m. to 7:30 in the morning, something like this.
Is that right?
Because he didn't want to disturb Marcus.
Yeah.
Aww.
I was too afraid.
He was too afraid of Marcus.
He already apologized on the hip chat. I'm sorry for my unprofessional behavior. I'm not kidding.
I just sent a couple of those messages today. It's like, I'm sorry for ruining your awesome dinner party with nonsense antics. I assure you I don't remember them.
No, that was quite interesting how submissive he became today. I kind of liked it, to be honest.
Oh my, thank God he wasn't out last night.
Right?
IFA 2015.
A lot like IFA 2014.
Yeah.
More than just drinks.
We're just gonna be buddies over here with the mic.
There you go.
We don't mind being
The
close to each
iOS
other.
and Android love. Live on stage. It's happening, see?
Unification.
What's the word? Collaboration.
Yes.
Collaboration.
We're collaborating IRL right now.
But yes, IFA 2015.
IFA 2015. Yeah.
Well, tell me about it. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
You've been stuck in here the whole time. Yeah.
With Igor in the dance club every night.
Hey, it's pretty crazy down there right now.
Okay, what you guys missed, that was on Friday. Oh no, you saw the show.
I was here.
Yeah,
I was
you were
here.
Seriously,
Yeah.
have you ever seen anything that random before?
No,
Wasn't
but it was
just a goddamn madhouse?
But it was
Deichkind.
Deichkind.
Yes.
It was
What the hell are you
phenomenal.
people talking about?
That was
Into how to
crazy.
party.
It was so much fun. And
And
the
there
thing I
was-
learned, or we learned rather, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry,
No, yeah.
was that all of everything that they use on stage, the moving platforms, the moving parts, it's all them.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a musical act of some sort, I'm
yes,
guessing.
yes. This musical, I tried to entice you to come.
Well, I heard the words German hip-hop, and I decided to stay home.
Well, the words
And
are
a little bit of electropunk.
Yeah.
It was just,
And then
very
they
unique.
put on a costume show. An intense
I didn't see this
that
part.
ended with one of the fellas getting into a life raft that he then decided to crowd surf in and then release so many feathers that it coated the entire booth with 1 foot of them. So
Yeah,
there were
yeah.
giant feather fights.
There were feather all over the place.
It was really random.
And
Yeah,
feather
it was
fights,
so
2015.
random.
And then they pumped up a bouncing castle on this little
Oh, yeah.
stage.
And-
Like a real
a
bouncing
real
castle.
bouncing
I'm not
castle.
kidding.
So they were jumping on it until it was big enough for them
Did you
to
get in it?
bounce.
Yeah,
up.
okay.
Yeah?
just for
I missed out on all of this, I guess.
Well, we would have invited everybody had we. Well, had I known, I had
Was it a
no
surprise?
idea. Well, they were like, I was like, daikon.
The
like
way
the radish is
the way
coming.
he described it to me was that it was like the German version of the Beastie Boys or something.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
But on shrooms. and after they came straight out of Toys R Us.
Okay. Interesting.
you know, if you had pitched it to me that way, I would have been there.
I didn't. I had no idea.
Me neither.
I had
When
no idea.
I knew some of the songs. I had no idea that they were doing such a show. That was
This
just...
live act was like beyond everything. I was standing up here and I was like, because we saw sound check, right?
Yeah.
And the guy was
which
wearing.
took like 3 hours.
Where was the stage?
So they built one.
They broke this down.
They broke it down. They
Oh,
built
wow.
up a stage
In the middle.
at the back.
Oh, okay.
So then this kind of raised platform was like it was just full the dance floor. Yeah.
This is
It was
great television,
absolutely
I'm
crazy.
sure of it.
I'm completely hooked on Sonia Music. That's the song that they played at the beginning. I've been bumping that ever since the concert. I don't
Right
understand a
on.
word, but
Me
it's
neither.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let me
Yeah, you guys certainly missed out. I have some
Let me see.
videos.
I'm
but I don't
gonna,
think
I'm
we
gonna
need to-
find some pictures.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I'm gonna find some
Of him
pictures.
of him crowd surfing maybe.
That was one hell of a way to start off the
Actually,
weekend.
Yeah.
Somebody posted a picture of a guy on a boat, a blow-up raft, right?
Yeah,
Ma-
yeah.
Maybe it was you.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, because I was like, what is
So there was literally a blow-up life
Literally a
raft with
blow-up
someone inside
life
it,
raft.
crowd surfing and dumping feathers everywhere.
one foot
It's exactly
of them.
as you described. but
He's
seeing
describing it very accurately too.
Here.
You can see it.
Let's see if we can.
Here's the bouncing castle.
and a deployed
it-
bouncing
here we go.
Is it
castle in the middle
possible
of
to
the
show the
booth.
audience also?
I know. Can we stream that? Like, oh my God.
We must show.
We got to turn that around.
People must
So-
know.
But let me.
Shall we take the camera?
We're gonna make this magic happen and show you guys the randomness
Camera
that we're
two,
talking
camera two.
about. Yeah. So here's the bouncing castle as it was inflated with the feathers. So I ran down there, started grabbing feathers and throwing them at strangers because I was like, hell yeah! When the next time?
Okay, let me show you the video. Perfect. Hold on a second. I'm
Go
going to
to
show you
one
the
press
video.
event and missed a blow up life raft.
Just gonna say, man.
Feathers.
Consider for a moment, there's not that much room over
Down in
here.
the
Yeah,
booth.
we're talking about a booth that's the size of maybe a high school gymnasium.
Oh, we have
Less
video
than.
now in video form.
There it is.
What's
There
wrong,
it
what's
is.
wrong?
It looks like some kind
Right.
of crazy 3D model, or like
This is not real, right?
Yeah,
This is
this is what happened.
This is what happened here, right?
We were like, I'm sorry.
Wow.
It was really something. Like
Steve
something
Aoki has nothing on that.
totally
this
different.
is advice for life, everyone. If someone invites you to anything, go.
Especially
Even
in
if it sounds
Berlin.
like total
Yeah.
crap, especially in Berlin, and especially the Intel booth at IFA. So,
There were so many people in the audience, and also so many Intel representatives standing here on the balcony, like,
Who's
Like,
came to
who-
clean this up?
Yeah, who's cleaning this up later? Yeah.
And honestly, in the morning, the studio kind of smelled like a brothel.
yeah,
That's not the term I would have used, but sure.
that sounds accurate.
It was
though.
fresh.
He's right though. All the fans were down there, and then the rest of us are here for IFA.
Yeah.
We're up here like, what is happening? Why are their heads pyramids all of a sudden?
Why is he using a smartphone guitar?
Oh, a guitar made of smartphones. That's amazing.
Smartphones.
Why not?
yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
They all just lit up like crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Didn't you rotate it?
Yeah, no, and then,
Yeah.
and then it started spinning, and he was
And
like,
this kind of
yeah.
pyramid hats they had, and the brain hats.
And they're all like LED, so it's all lit up.
Man, I just feel horrible for not being here now. I didn't
Yeah.
realize,
Yeah.
like, he described it to me as, he downplayed it so much. He's like, yeah, there was just a little
was fine.
concert, and,
Let me
you know,
see,
the
you know,
German
I'm-
version
I'm-
of the Beastie
Because
Boys.
honestly,
Let me show you guys.
Josh
I'm
was
gonna-
just
I'm
like
gonna search
Courtney
for a
Love
trailer.
and the Sex Pistols, and
I'm
I was
gonna
like,
search
I
for a
know, but
trailer.
I'm intrigued. I can't take my eyes away from what's happening here. He's like, Courtney Love and this. I'm like, didn't Courtney find Jesus? So what is it going to be like? A little boring?
You tried to get me to go to that thing too. Yeah,
Yeah, me too. I was like, no, I don't need to see Courtney Love. That's okay. I'm
I
good.
had an invite. I went.
Yeah.
I caught her set. So I don't
okay,
know.
you
Yeah,
made it, you
know,
made
I'm
it.
not a huge rock and roll person, but that was pretty crazy.
Did you? Well, the Marshall. Speaking of Marshall, they had a wonderful press kit. Marshall are the people behind the
Marshall
Marshall
phone.
the Marshall London, which is
It's not an actual product name. Okay.
which is the music centric phone. And their press kit includes like a steel coffee mug and like a ballpoint pen or something, and then a condom
And a toothbrush.
with the wrapper that
And
says
it said-
"Keep on rocking."
Keep on
or something
rocking.
like that.
This is how it started.
Yeah.
Only-
And like, no one believed me. I'm like, there's a condom in here. And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, you can squish the packaging to feel for yourself.
You got to rock responsibly.
I don't know.
There has to be that one person that was like, no way. Oh.
Okay, here's one last trailer.
Oh, there's
Let's try
more.
More
Oh, this is
dice
the-
chips.
Watch out,
group
watch out.
That's them, yeah.
Today's program
So-
brought to you by Daish
Daish.
King.
That's how that's
Driving
how
hip hop
you-
since
Daish
2005.
So this is what they usually like. They
Oh,
can
wow.
film. They can fill huge stadiums.
And they were just in this little
And they were
thing.
just in this little thing. So it was maybe like 200 people. So they had
Wow.
to choose like what kind of things they had. So they still had these. They had all of these rotating things. Those were a bit lower. But yeah, like it was just absolutely insane.
And
Really
quite
no
a few
idea.
of their videos on YouTube, if you look at it, they're over
Oh,
like
there it
10,
is.
20 million views.
Look at this stage.
So like they managed to fit like he's flying.
Yeah, he's on a flying rig.
And like these guys were big in the 90s. And then they
They
just
look like they should be big now. I mean, that looks
Yeah,
kind of like
no. So they kind of came about in the 90s. And they had a couple songs.
They're the most
and then they
smudgy
kind
phone
of just
ever.
went away, but they were still making music. And then they
Jesus.
just reinvented themselves maybe 2 or 3 years ago as this huge party group.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
that's a 7 from last year. I'm always using this on the show floor because of the 4100
Okay.
battery.
Who was disappointed they didn't release a Mate 8?
Well, I am.
Well, what,
They just released the P8. Why do you want to release another flagship phone?
Well, what happened to
they
to 3, 4,
They just
5,
called it an
6?
S.
It's an S. It's an S
It's an S.
model.
It's an S model.
Fine, yeah.
S for he sat there and was like straight face. S for special.
Huawei events are always a treat in that respect.
I'm still trying to figure out what happened to everything after 2 and before 7.
Yeah, numbering schemes and
what
then
happened
the
to 3,
Huawei
4, 5, 6?
Yeah.
Like,
I like Huawei because they're very thorough in their presentations. They don't just tell you this phone is water resistant.
Yeah.
They say, phones, they can get damaged when they get wet. We don't like that. That's a bad customer experience. So we've made a phone that's water resistant. That means it doesn't get damaged if it gets wet. So you can get this phone wet, and it will be fine.
Yeah.
And we think that's a better customer experience.
let us demonstrate.
7 minutes of water resistant.
Yeah. Oh, and then weighing the orange, I almost died.
Can you, for anybody who didn't see that, can we hear about that?
So Huawei's new phone,
The Mate S.
the Mate S,
Mate S.
The 128 gigabyte model has a Force Touch display, which is pressure sensitive, and they actually used it to weigh an orange. Well, it was a slide, granted, it was a slide, but they were demonstrating that yes, you can indeed weigh an orange or whatever other powdered or planty substance you'd like to put on top of it.
That's what I'm usually doing with my smartphone.
Or planty substance.
I think that's a feature.
You gotta make sure when you're doing that drug deal that you're gonna get the right amount.
Exactly. This will be huge on the hustler scene.
This is what I'm wondering. Like,
Exactly, 10 ounces.
it's funny though, and then I was thinking, well, it would have been even funnier had they weighed an apple on top of it, beating them to the market at their own game, basically.
Yeah.
With
That
one
would have
version
been a
of the
smart
phone.
move, right?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I would have created a campaign around this right
Yeah.
away.
Oh, an ad
So-
campaign, yeah.
When I was playing with it, I tried to weigh a Mate S. So I had the 128 gig, so I put the regular one on top of it. It weighed in 20 grams less, so maybe the drug dealers wouldn't approve of it.
Oh, yeah, no, I think I gotta calibrate this digital
There
scale.
needs to be some calibration here.
You can't be advertising that scale stuff if it's not accurate.
Well, or even like the fruit vendors.
But if you know
they'd
that it's
also be
always that
upset.
much off, couldn't you just, do the difference?
Just a calibration,
Yeah, you tear it.
I mean, if you're a hustler on the go, you gotta have.
Every hustler's gotta have their Huawei.
Are we good? Are we good? Hold on. I got my phone out. Oh, I think we're good.
I think we might have to write Huawei's next ad campaign.
Yes.
So what about the other announcement on day 0 and day 1? And we had the Gear S2.
The Gear
That was
S2.
already day 0, right?
Yeah.
And actually, I was quite impressed by it, to be
Yeah.
honest. I think
Yeah.
Tizen looks fantastic. The
it's all grown
usability
up
is
now.
great.
Yeah.
All grown up.
When they made that small teaser at the end of the last Unpacked, I was like, okay, is it Android Wear? And no one was giving me a full answer at that event. And I said, if it's Android Wear, I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to know about
Really?
it. Because you can put a wheel, you can put a crown, you can put all these different inputs on it. But if you put Android Wear on it, doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
That's why none of the Android Wear watches, virtually none of them, even have any extra input.
No.
It's because it's all touchscreen.
It's possible they could bring that in a future version, though, right? Because I do have hope for a vision of a future that says, like, all right, Google approaches Samsung and says, listen, we want a version of this for Android Wear, and then builds in, whatever's necessary for the physical ring to
There's
shuffle
something
cards.
really, really cool coming out in November.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Really? You've got. It's that look
What is-
of a man who knows something. And I want to
There
hear
is a
more.
reason why I'm not wearing smartwatches anymore.
You're wearing a dumb watch.
I'm wearing a dumb watch.
Beautiful dumb,
dumb
watch.
watch.
Oh yeah.
I like
Actually,
that.
it's my first Citizen,
Citizen?
that I got.
I had it. My
Yeah,
first
yeah.
wristwatch was a Citizen.
Yeah.
I love
That
that.
is my first.
Okay, come on over here. Let's just talk amongst ourselves. I guess.
No,
Wait, there's something cool
okay,
coming
by
in
the
November?
end of the year, we will see more and more traditional watchmakers coming to the market, and there is one huge brand building luxury watches, obviously from Switzerland, and due to what they've been working on with Google and Intel in the past, there will be something different.
Always love to hear something different.
Yeah.
Nicole is terrified.
Build different. No, okay. Here's what I really believe, and don't get me wrong. I've been using now the smartwatch for almost 3 years, since the very, very first Pebble came out, right? And I was talking myself into the Pebble. I really love. You know that I loved it.
Yeah.
I was telling everyone, oh, you know what?
was
It's the most amazing
evangelizing.
smartwatch in the world, and you need this 7 days of battery life, or in between 5 and 7 days of battery life. And you know what? In terms of my user scenario with my smartphone, it basically cut it in half of times I'm taking it out of my pocket, right? I was seriously convincing myself that this was the coolest thing I've ever had. And
But that wore off?
actually, I was just adding an additional layer of technology to my body. So it wasn't less stressful using mobile messaging or notifications or whatnot. It just made me more a slave of social networks, of my inbox and all of this. Because, now at this moment, I could see what I thought would be very, very important for me. Those amazing Facebook messages. Where are you? How's the weather in Taiwan? Right? The usual stuff that you're getting and you want to reply instantly. This is now happening on my wrist. And then, after almost 3 years, and you know what? It was actually no offense, that was actually the Apple Watch that killed it for me. After using the Apple Watch for 4 weeks, I said,
Pretty ambitious. It's like
I
so
said,
much stuff going on.
I'm done with it. With smartwatches.
Well, the Apple Watch is complex enough to give you that. If you're already burned out on wearables, I feel like, when you go to the Apple Watch, it's like, wow, there's a lot I can do on this, and I don't want to do any of it. Let me take a break for a bit.
I was like, I'm using it wrong. You know what I mean? I'm like, I was like, I'm gonna.
That's Apple's thing, right? You're wearing it wrong.
Yeah.
You're holding it wrong.
Yeah. I got on my bicycle and I'm like, I'm gonna use navigation on the bicycle because this is my thing. And then I was like missing the turns and the vibration from the road was making me miss the force touch. And I was like, I'm using it wrong, And I was just like, God, And everyone's like, yeah, you should walk. I'm like, but I don't walk. I ride a bike.
I walk everywhere, so it's perfect for me.
Yeah, so because I ride a bike, I'm like, maybe you get bigger. They're like, get smoother tires. I'm like, oh my God.
Get smoother tires?
Yeah, like with better shock absorption or something. I'm like, you'll buy me
I love
bike
that
then.
was a solution.
But taking it back to the Gear S for a second, did you guys feel like, the hardware is beautiful, I thought.
Yeah,
both
finally.
trims, I think
Finally.
they're gorgeous. This is the year of Samsung making awesome hardware.
Yeah,
But, and Tizen looked good. I liked the UI. I liked the way it was all laid out. But this is pre-release software, but they did say it's damn close to retail ready. It felt like every other Tizen smartwatch that I had used before, which is to say it was laggy, it was stuttery,
This was like so smooth.
No, I didn't.
Was it really?
I didn't feel that, no.
Yeah, I had a pretty smooth experience.
Yeah.
It was
Not me. I don't know. You can, and I'm not saying it was
using it
unreliable,
wrong.
and I'm not saying that sometimes Android Wear doesn't lag on the wrong
Well, we know
hardware.
about the watch
that
you
one
got.
you're wearing is probably that's probably the worst case scenario.
Wait a minute.
You got a little bit of a special version from Samsung after your latest reviews.
You know what's interesting too is
Conspiracy to discredit.
just not too long ago there was like this report that Samsung's planning on making it compatible with iPhone too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think that this is a rumor.
Yeah.
No, that would be genius. I pulled up the report to look at the details, but yeah, that would be a genius move on their half.
No matter how many times I'm complaining about the company in general, right? And I love Apple products, but I think since Tim Cook is just taking care of that stuff and is in charge, they really open up themselves quite a lot. I mean, come on, Android Wear?
And they're putting
iOS
Apple Music on Android as well, which is huge. Like they're making an Android app.
Yeah.
What world are we in? What dimension is this?
It's dimension. So I think plus, come on, it just makes perfect sense. First of all, additional revenue in the Android ecosystem with Apple Music. And secondly, also additional revenue for selling an iPhone.
Yep.
If people think, you know what, there's an absolutely amazing Android Wear smartwatch coming to the market, but you know what, I also want to have an iPhone, a new iPhone, and it needs to work together. Bang, they're selling an iPhone.
Yeah.
What I would like to see, contrary to our feelings on the Apple Watch that we discussed a second ago, is I'd like to see the opposite. I would like to see an Apple Watch that works with an Android phone.
That's not going to happen. I tell you that. That's not going to happen.
A man can dream, right?
Gosh, for 1 second I thought they open up, right? And it's just, no. Forget about this. Can we do it? It was live. We have to edit the recording.
Not trying to put ideas in anywhere. I do think it's a good watch, though. I do think that I would actually be excited to use it because it has a different input. Yeah, different input is always something I would love to see in Android. That's why I was happy about the Active Key and the S6 Active. Even though I don't use it all the time, the notification toggle, the alert slider on the OnePlus 2 and all that. So it's good to see different ways of navigating something. So I give them a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I don't know. I didn't spend too much time with the watch, but I could see myself having the experience you had because every Tizen watch has given me that sort of choppiness.
I did like 45 minutes with it.
Really?
Seriously, yeah.
I don't think, maybe it's not lag, but
it was
you didn't
fantastic.
notice that the frame rate on the animations
Not at
was
all.
lower
Not at
than
all.
on other watches.
No.
How tired were you?
Are you sure you've been? Are you sure you've been to the Samsung event, right? Not in the China Hall.
Yeah, we're talking about.
You've had your nights out here, right?
That's right. We're talking about the Sanyo gear, right?
Yeah, the two.
Right. Yeah.
The two.
So I don't know. It wasn't
What I like about this is also, I think we need to have like a third operating system that is bringing some innovation to this market. To be honest, I'm an Android lover. I think Android Wear sucks. Yeah. And like from a usability point of view, I'm only wearing I would wear my G-Watch Urbane as an accessory. I think it looks great. I love some watch faces on it, and that's why I'm wearing it. In terms of the usability, like it's just. You were swiping like for half an hour just to get through your notifications of the day.
I'm just having a good time.
Freak me out. You're having a good time.
Just imagine the use case scenarios. You're on a bike. I mean, walking not so much, but driving for me. I've said this plenty of times. The reason why I like the Pebble is because I can figure out where I am without even looking at the watch. Yeah. And the same thing could be true for the wheel on the S2.
Because of physical input control.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I looked at an Android Wear watch like while I was driving, almost died like half a dozen times. You know, oh my wrist vibrated. Oh no! And then almost died half the time.
But you don't have your hand in your
that. And if you're exactly. We already have.
You're used to driving. You're just like I'm gonna go down. Like twist it over. There you go. All right. Thank you.
If I have to swipe away a notification to look at my map again,
no, you just do this, bro. Just use your nose. That's all you gotta do.
That's the move. The nose move.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, I'll get pulled over by the police. Sir, you were looking really stupid in your car.
What are we $150? This is California.
Are you drunk, sir?
Look stupid out
Are you drunk? Yeah, I'm not drunk.
I'm missing this contextual usability layer that is not there.
Yeah.
The Android Wear is basically a vertical tsunami of notifications.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There is, and this is based on put up on a time scale, right? That is vertical. There is nothing like saying, okay, you know what? We just sense that you're here or there, that you're doing this or doing that, and it's contextually showing you the right app or giving you the right information. There's just nothing in there. It is a vertical operating system. It's all about the swipe. It's all about getting the fingerprints on your watch.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
Which sucks
yes,
too,
it
right?
does.
Yeah.
The lack of any external control is very frustrating.
And don't get that wrong, right? I was kind of excited when they announced this, and also the latest updates when you had this kind of Google Maps mode, right? Almost as a watch face. But just as long as I still have this goddamn smartphone in my pocket, right? Why should I make this compromise? I'm already wearing glasses, right? Look at how teeny tiny this display is.
Yeah,
honestly, it's not good for my eyes. I tell you that it's not good for my eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That doesn't mean I really need a 6-inch smartphone. No?
Right.
My eyes are not that bad.
Is the text that is largest on that?
It's at 200%. The easy mode.
Although I do like that the S2 is actually female wrist friendly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, just because of its scale?
Just because of its size, yeah. Just because of its size and its thickness, right? Because the Zen Watch 2 for ladies, it's really nice. The size is good, but it's still too thick.
It's a thick watch.
That's like the
it's
Moto
still
360.
It's still too thick.
They have the nice Moto 360, the 42, but it's really thick.
It's still really thick. I mean, it's okay, but it's still really thick.
Yeah.
But the S2 doesn't feel as thick.
The S2 is trimmer, and you know what?
Yeah.
But I think I know where they made the sacrifice there.
I'm going to be back in a second.
Okay, it's a 250 milliamp hour battery versus 400.
Oh no, maybe not with a mic. I'm not sure why I'm taking the mic with me.
It's okay.
We're gonna hear some insider information.
A private conversation out there.
Just like
well, but
breathing.
the thing is, Tizen is actually a low power OS, and it was always designed to be a low power OS. So that's where it has the advantage over Android.
Sure, but so maybe they could make that compromise, but it's 250 milliamperes versus
Well, they
400
say
or
2 to 3 days, right? You said,
that's what they said.
Hey, no, I know.
but
real
Tizen-
world, you're charging this watch every night.
I would think so.
Maybe.
But we'll see. No, I mean we'll see.
No, but I
Samsung's
mean,
been.
See, that's another thing. I hate
Gear S is pretty good on battery
The Gear
life.
S is a massive, like,
I know,
Spartacus bracelet.
But how
cuff.
long does that last for?
Like years. I don't know. I can't find the chart.
It's a bangle. Bangle's the term you're looking
3
for.
days.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
well, maybe the S2 could last 2 days. That could be realistic.
We shouldn't even have to be talking like this because a lot of people use watches for alarms in the morning and stuff like that. If it's off your wrist, that completely destroys that functionality of a watch.
That's true.
So, we need something that would work for quite a while, you know?
Yeah.
Or every 3 days, you just won't wake up on time.
Yeah.
And that's why you're still wearing that guy right there.
Yeah, right, yeah. Even though...
When did you charge that last?
That's
like
the
right before the trip.
time.
Oh yeah, he hasn't charged that at all yet.
Yeah, and it's also telling the wrong time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't connected it to the phone I'm using, so it's 6 hours behind still.
You're just getting home time. That's all. Just knowing.
Every time I look at my watch, I get homesick.
This
Jet
is
lag.
the beauty though, right here. He's using this smartwatch just as a basic watch.
Yeah.
It not even connected to his phone, but it has the power to do that because you don't have to charge it really ever. And
It's telling the wrong time.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like,
Hey! I look down and I'm like at 6. All right.
I
Suddenly I know why Sascha we're left.
I almost
for a
took
moment.
Time of the day.
I love coming on this show.
I almost took a drink of my
Beer
tea
for
here.
kids.
Because, yeah. Wait,
Thank
who's got 2 then? Who's gonna do 2?
Well,
Fisher's doing 2.
All right.
Fisher.
Oh,
No, we're the last
Double-
people to ask
Double
about that.
Fist and
this trip.
Fisher. That's what we call it.
Yeah, Captain Two Beers.
Captain 2 beers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Great IFA.
Amen.
Do a great
Hey,
IFA.
I have tea right here if you want.
I got some.
All right, cool.
Oh yeah.
Beer for kids.
Awfully familiar.
This is of course a non-alcoholic beer.
That's.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I forgot you didn't have one. Welcome back.
Now you know how it feels, Michael.
Well, what else? We're missing on some smartwatches, aren't we? We're missing.
Huawei.
We just touched on the
Huawei.
Huawei watch.
Yes.
Huawei
I almost
watch.
put my mic over here. He has one.
Yeah.
Huawei.
Am I the only one who wants these super luxurious ones?
No, I did. Well, there were what? There are 3 pricing
Yeah.
tiers, right? There's the basic stainless steel, then the black stainless steel, and then the gold ones.
$3.99.
$4.99,
$4.99 and
Well,
$7.99.
it starts at $349.
$349. That's for the leather
band. Yeah.
$399 is for the link bracelet.
Right.
$499 is for the.
$449 is the black
for
sport one.
The gold one, right?
No, the black sport.
Numbers.
Yeah.
$7.99. They actually have four $7.99 versions.
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're only building 4 units of it because
Yeah.
they won't sell more.
I know there's a rose gold one at the top tier price.
Yeah,
The one-
$7.99.
This recording can't go onto the internet. I tell you that. I'm just screwing it all up.
The rose.
Come on, I have to be honest. Who is going to buy a $7.99
Android Wear Watch?
Should I just go
Hey,
now?
wait a second. Who's been paying $10,000 for an Apple Watch is what I want to know.
Yeah, right. But it's the same question on each side of the thing,
That's a
though.
very different question. That's crazy. Huawei watch, it's crazy, but not as crazy
It's
as
not
10 grand
okay.
for an
Relatively
Apple Watch.
speaking, it's not
Yeah,
as great, but
exactly.
it's crazy for Android
Well, how
Wear.
about-
It is the gold Apple Watch on Android Wear.
Well, how about
Yes.
$1,200 for an Urbane Lux?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
the
one too.
Urbane
It is
Lux.
gold. Hello.
Gold.
And it's gorgeous.
It's
I
plated
think.
though.
23 karat
It's
gold plated. Yeah.
If now again, if it wasn't Android Wear.
Well, it looks like the golden Urbane.
Yeah,
Exactly the
physical,
same.
yeah.
And I'm gonna tell everyone, by the way, this is the gold version.
Yeah.
And I got the gold version.
That's like, how are you gonna know? You know
I've
what I
had a
mean?
feeling. I've had a feeling.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I'm so gonna show.
No, it's a warmer
That's true.
bronze, like on the cheaper one.
Let me see what time it is.
Yeah. That's the golden one. In your face.
Guys, there's this mark on my wrist.
No, but I feel like the Huawei watch is really well made. It comes with
It looks nice.
41
It looks
watch
nice.
faces, which like who
Yeah.
cares? But they went the extra mile to do something on the software as well as much as they could, and it's I would buy one. But I feel like if it were anyone else. A bigger brand making this watch, they would have a much easier go of it at these higher price points. But when you're Huawei and you start a watch at $349, not because Huawei makes poor products, but I think they're not known a lot in my market.
Wait. The one reason why I don't think that you should get a Huawei watch, and maybe I'm wrong on the versions that I've seen, but I took a look for the microphone hole and I didn't find one. Now, it's not now, but it's coming, right? And so when voice is added to Android Wear,
Maybe it's an amazing new technology that they invented without this microphone.
Maybe they don't need a microphone hole. The gold is conductive sound.
The screen is the microphone.
The
don't
screen
you know?
is
Okay.
Whoops.
Okay, I have to tell you something. Let me get my wording right on this one that I'm not telling too much.
Yeah, because this is live on the internet, so.
On the internet.
Think about an amazing wireless speaker manufacturer coming to the market with a new software and technology that is actually measuring your room through your smartphone, so that your speaker will have its auto settings in the perfect way, no matter where you're standing in the room, no matter what kind of stuff you're putting in the room. And I've had a little session of this today, and that was seriously, Scotty, beam me up.
Yeah?
Oh.
That was out of control. It will come with iOS, but and that I've never seen anything like this before. With this guy walking with his iPad through this room, measuring the room, and all of a sudden he was just showing us the differences of that technology compared to just the usual settings, and I was like, what's wrong in this world? That was insane. Seriously, by the end of the month,
So
that was the coolest thing I've seen in a very, very long time.
Sound targeting? Like
Yes.
it's tracking me and then pointing the sound at me?
No. It's basically
Measures the acoustics of the room.
Exactly.
Right?
The
Oh, it
acoustics
measures
of
the acoustics of the room.
Well, imagine you're just putting the speaker into one corner, right? And you have a bunch of furniture, standing around, or you're putting, I don't know, in the kitchen. You have a cooking book right in front of the speaker.
Or a kitchen island or something, and a microwave and all that stuff.
That was so cool.
We're not saying the name of that company? Is it, or
It was not from Huawei.
Oh. No, it was not from Huawei. Okay.
Okay, that's yes.
Roger.
It was not
one
from
down.
Huawei.
Sweet.
Really good stuff. And I think it's so hard to for companies when you're doing this job for a while to get you excited again, because the fundamental industries and technologies that we're covering are basically around for the notebooks been around for 3 decades, right? Now we have smartphones for about a decade. Yeah, well, phones in general for 20 years. Tablets been around like almost forever, even before the iPad. And,
Almost forever.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, smartwatches are also actually like 10 years old or so, right? I've had a Pac-Man watch when I was in elementary school. Eat this. Dick Tracy, hello.
Yeah. From the 60s?
And James Bond. They had all this
Star
stuff.
Trek the motion picture.
So, to me, it feels like that the most popular consumer electronic devices that we are using in these days got developed into a kind of dead end, where we are only talking about faster processor, maybe here some software tweaks, maybe an additional service that you're adding to it. And then sometimes we're talking about higher resolution that even leads us to the next company, which is a Japanese company.
Kyocera. Well, what?
Wait, what? Said no one ever.
What about a 4K display? And it's not even 4K. It's a scaled up 1080p.
Earlier today, Dom, actually, I was uploading, or you showed me your video thumbnail.
Yeah.
4K exclamation mark, and I was like, who cares about that? And then he was like, Americans.
Yeah, no, I mean, is that, yeah.
And I was like,
does that sum us up very much?
Yeah, I mean, vaguely, but I don't even think the American mass market gives a damn about 4K. I think it'll catch an eyeball. I think it'll get people to go to Best Buy and be like, oh wow, oh wait, no, they probably won't be able to because it won't be in the U.S.
Yeah,
So it doesn't matter.
That too.
But have you checked out their spec sheet? It's not 4K.
Oh no,
it's not. It's upscale.
Yeah.
You can watch content in native 4K,
Yeah.
but everything else is an upscaled version, like the user and the UI. And
So everything's going to be slightly softened.
Right, but wait, the hardware is a is
really
technically a 4K,
4K
panel.
Yes.
So that you can play 4K content.
But the UI and all the UI elements are all upscaled to 4K.
Sure.
But native video and any games that might support it or anything like that will play at full resolution.
That's the only thing that got me excited was like if you shoot 4K video on a phone, which a lot of people do now, or some people do now, you can watch 4K video on your phone.
But does it really matter that small?
Well, exactly. Anything that is beyond 300 PPI, it's just
this one's 801. What is happening?
806 actually, I believe. And it's really stupid. You can't see pixels on it. It's nice, but I mean,
it's nice for 90 minutes.
1440p is
your battery dies.
Yeah.
And they have a Snapdragon 810 in there, right? And what's the battery?
It gets hot.
3430.
Okay. It's 120 minutes then.
I mean, I have to put this out there that probably the only use case scenario for that would be VR, probably.
Yeah.
Even still, but they have
good 4K VR.
They
have Project Morpheus. Which is
PS4.
That is true.
They have a real VR.
Even though that the Snapdragon 810 is a badass SoC, what kind of VR do you want to do with this? There won't be any immersive games out there that will especially on 4K. Good luck with it. Do you know what the specs are for 1080p on the Oculus Rift? You know, the minimum specs are latest
for your desktop computer.
GTX 970.
The Vive.
You need like goddamn 50 phones like this, right? To get even close to this. So I'm not buying into this. They just wanted to be the first ones. It's a little bit like this Acer stacked PC thingy.
Oh yeah, the Revo.
It kind of looks cool.
Yeah. The raw. What is it?
I think it's the Revo.
It's a Revo.
Yeah, Revo.
Yeah, the Revo. Which I like it. It's like click, 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 click.
Well, and it's just like
I love it.
what Razer like a year ago with their modular computer. Is that even out or anything or?
No.
They just wanted to be first.
Proof
They just wanted to be first to
is.
announce something and be there on the front line. Yeah, I get it.
It is actually the Project Tango of the PC world.
Yeah.
Right. I think Project Tango will never ever happen. Forget about this. Because it's utter bullshit. Who wants that? The most ugliest phone in the world? Who's going to buy the most ugliest phone in the world? No one.
Developers.
Developers.
So they're gonna sell.
Cheers, developers.
They're gonna sell a few thousand. Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Well, that wasn't. What about the? Thank you. What about the? I have no comment at this time. What about the other side of it, the Z5 Compact?
I'm excited for the Z5 Compact. Legit.
I was, and now I'm not.
If they could put
Because they made it ugly.
They made it ugly.
They made it look like a bar of soap.
What?
So I spent an hour.
You don't like the matte finish?
I like the frosted glass. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
But on the sides of the Z3 Compact, which I held next to the Z5 Compact for a while, they had that like diffuse rubberized sort of layer that played with light and diminished the apparent thickness of that phone. On the Z5, it's like slab-sided brick.
Yeah, but you gotta
love
like
the
fact that
530.
You gotta love the fact that somebody's making a smaller phone with flagship
Great
specifications.
specs.
I say that every single week on our podcast. I love that, of course, and I respect it. But make it pretty again. So you're Sony. You know how to make things pretty. This thing is not pretty. So that frustrates me a bit.
So maybe we need a Z5 Compact Premium.
You gotta move to Japan.
With a 1080p display.
Mm-hmm. That does exist, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, we saw that yesterday, right?
It's only
Not
for
here.
Docomo. And it has a 4K display on it.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wait, a compact.
Hey, when it's for Docomo, I'm even sure that they have a DVB-T module in there. So you can watch TV.
I'm pretty sure it is.
How big is this 4K display? Is there a 4K display in that compact?
No.
Was it? No.
It's like
1080p.
It's 1080p. I was joking.
You convinced me for a second. I was like,
Let's just get retarded.
Not to be like
4K
stupid negative
smartwatch.
on it. Like, I mean, you're right. It is good to see that Sony has not left the compact line in the dirt.
well, everybody else
completely-
has.
Absolutely. No,
I
you're
mean,
right.
it's hard
They're
to
the
find a
only
phone
ones.
under 5 inches
They really
now.
are.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, what about the LG G4S? I mean, they made.
But it's dumbed down specs.
Yeah, they bring the specs way into the basement, and then it's
Okay.
not like a mini phone. It's a crappy phone.
Well, but I mean, like,
It
honestly,
turns into an expensive mid-range.
the 615 is not an awful processor. Let's be
No,
real.
no.
No, but the 810 is better.
No, but the 810 is hot. The
808.
808.
808
is hot.
Yeah.
The 810 is hot.
The 810 is
Really hot. SoC. This is a...
Someone tweet that right now.
By the way, I call bullshit on all of this 810 bashing. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what are you doing on your phone that it burns your
There's
pocket?
not a single app out there that is getting close, right, to bring this processor to the breaking point.
If I sit there and benchmark it and play like 5 games back to back for like 6 hours, maybe it'll get warm as hell. But
you don't do that every day?
Yeah, I guess
That's what I do every day. I'm mad as hell.
Stop watching Star Trek on repeat.
That's right. No, I completely agree. I think the A10 has been bashed like relentlessly, and I've been using a OnePlus 2 for this entire show.
And it's fantastic.
And it's just been fun.
Okay,
Exactly.
no, but the OnePlus 2 has a different heatsink architecture, right?
No, it's just an underclocked version of it.
Underclock, yeah.
Well,
but
it's the same version that's in the 1M9 though.
Yeah.
So it's
No,
like,
it's
yes, it
not-
is.
is
Yeah.
it? Okay.
1M9 was already shipping with version 1.2.
Oh, okay.
So I actually don't know the reason. I don't know.
Okay,
Is it
but
a different heatsink architecture? Because somebody else announced an A10 that does have a different heat dissipation thing. I think here at this show. Was it one of the Sonys?
Ooh, no, I don't think it's one of the Sonys.
When
Because I have a Z5 and I find it
thought
quite
it's in the
hot.
OnePlus
I
2.
thought
You
it
can
was in the
definitely
OnePlus 2.
tell the
Yeah.
difference between
Yeah.
that one or an
Yeah.
HTC One M9.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and then plus,
Absolutely.
the
Yeah.
backing material
Yeah.
on this is a lot more comfortable
They did
than
something
hot
to
metal.
that's much more comfortable.
Yeah, and I have a Z5 temporarily, and when I was doing the updates on it, it got really hot.
Oh, sure.
It got really, really hot. And I mean, it always does kind of get hot, but at the same time, I just don't think the battery life is there for me. Like, whenever I get an 810, I'm like, oh, it's not a performance issue. I feel like it's a battery life issue.
That's valid. I'm having serious battery life problems here, but this is a trade show, so I have to
Yeah.
see. I have to go back to what it was before.
It's constantly wondering where home is.
Yeah.
Where is this? What? I don't understand a word.
But still, it might be a little bit of a problem in Sony's design, using the A10 in there. Especially what we saw with your Z5 this morning when he was just installing a bunch of updates. First of all, the battery life was just you could actually watch it.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
could
kidding.
actually watch it tick down.
That was
but I mean,
like a
to be
countdown.
But like, to be fair, any phone on kind of initial setup and
does
Play
do
Store,
that, yeah, I agree.
It does kind of roll down.
We'll
So
get
what I did is I charged it up right after that. It went from I went from 100 to 84% in like less than an hour, which I was like, oh,
That was
my
way less than an hour.
Yeah, it was way less than an hour.
That was in goddamn 15 or 20 minutes
Yeah,
when
it
we were
was
on the
it was
cab.
way less than an hour, right? But I charged it up. I lost it.
That's a great story, by the way.
It was in Sasha's bag.
And the OnePlus 2.
And the OnePlus
And I was
2.
like, hey Nicole, which phone are you on today?
I was like, well, none.
I'm taking a break.
Oh, you didn't know I'm on vacation now.
Yeah.
But in the morning, because I didn't touch the Z5, and it was at 60%.
After an overnight.
After an
Just
overnight,
sitting and then installing
Wi-Fi
WordPress.
on,
Yeah.
Wi-Fi on, 3G on, 60%, but it wasn't being used. But 100 to 40% in standby, or like yeah. It's still up, but it is pre-production. Like it's not final software. This is an early sample.
Did they do wireless charging on those? I forgot. No, right?
I believe so.
Really?
But I don't think so.
I don't remember it being in the presentation, but then again, that was my biggest problem with this phone. Leave it to Sony to have certain features that no one else has, like a micro SD card slot, and never talk about it.
And not mention it, yeah.
And never talk about it. This is why
Yeah.
Sony's not where we want them to be. As much as we want to love them.
I missed the fingerprint sensor in the presentation because I think I was busy writing something down from before, and I was like, wait. That's a finger. I had no idea.
With the other side button was recessed. I didn't know about the fingerprint sensor because I wasn't paying attention at that point or something.
Yeah,
so
me
I was
too.
like, oh, this is
Yeah.
a recessed button. Now this isn't as good. Oh, it's a fingerprint scanner? Never mind. Good idea.
And it works pretty well. It does work pretty well. But
Yeah.
I'm going to miss that large, circular...
You missed the nipple button?
Yeah. Did you really?
I am so happy with that implementation of that because it's just functionality and ergonomics in one package.
Agreed.
It makes so much sense. I mean, the home button thing makes sense, but it makes even more sense right where you unlock the
Power
phone.
standby,
but somebody said to me on Twitter the other day, Twitter.com, they said RIP left-handed smartphone users.
Thumb on the thumb.
Finger. They'd have to use their finger.
Yeah. That's not that bad.
It's a little more awkward though than the.
It is a little more
I mean, that
awkward.
button is placed perfectly for the
agree.
middle of your thumb. You know.
They should have made the premium. They should have moved it to the other side, only on the premium. Yeah. This phone is only for left-handed users.
4K and left-handed.
Yeah.
to the bottom, next to the USB port.
Yeah. Oh, right.
They think different. Just do something else, right? Oh, hold on, I'm just looking at my phone here.
Yeah.
It's a power button and a USB port. What is happening?
We didn't talk about the camera on the Sony, but they rebuilt
It's
that.
amazing.
It's
amazing.
Sensor.
You took more
Right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay.
It's amazing. Legit. The nighttime stuff is really good. Because
I still saw in the pictures that you let me take with the phone.
Yeah.
I still saw fuzz in a lot of the dark
absolutely.
areas.
And the radiation, you're right, could use some work, but
Great word, radiation.
No, gradation.
Oh, gradation. Like there's radiation in these photos. Why are we using this? Gradation. Okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and it could use some work, but the autofocus is so fast. It's great for video.
Yeah, it is really good.
It's
That is
great
really
for
awesome,
video,
yeah.
and that's the thing that I like about it is that Sony's really thinking about the living room experience, 4K to the TV. Right, and because they're selling more TVs and more PlayStations and more things like that, and to create that kind of network in the home where 4K is something that your phone videos is something you want to watch on your TV. That's something that not everyone's getting because Samsung is not getting that because there's that mushroom wavy effect whenever you're taking a video with the notes or the
shutter
H6,
thing.
yeah, where it's like
this is the digital image stabilizer that does
that
it
too.
great,
There's
right?
that too, yeah.
And even Nokia had this from the first 920,
Yeah.
right, where the first OIS camera went in, and you have this, yeah.
Nokia was doing everything right for so long.
so long.
Now, and just as we had discussed not too long ago, the new phones just kind of.
Oh yeah. Ever since Microsoft, there's a brain drain working on those.
Well, we don't know though. You know, we have to
Yeah.
see. But let's just one of your favorite phones of all time.
With the 1020?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do miss the 1020 every so often.
But I mean, like, that's what I always liked about you when I first met you. I'm like, Windows user, yeah.
That's right, it's been a little
Yeah,
while.
it's been a little while. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he likes Windows. I like Windows.
That's right, we were Lumia buddies.
Yeah, we were Lumia buddies. in the
Lumia buddies.
beginning.
Yeah.
But I don't think that we're really going to be seeing anything new from Nokia for a little while, only because of like this whole continuum thing. I hate the word, but at the same time, right? The developers need to get ready, and the whole like Windows 10 ecosystem, the whole seamless thing from mobile to the desktop. They need the time to
build that.
to build that. It's gonna
Did you
happen.
see the
yeah.
Jade Primo here? Because people have gotten hands-on time with it here. The new Acer Continuum phone for Windows.
I would have loved to see it.
Me too. I think only one outlet got a hands-on
I
that I know
actually
of.
think that we might have a hands-on. I think Roland just let me know that.
No.
Was it?
It was gone.
Oh.
But they gave me one last night.
Is that right?
You haven't seen it?
No. What?
And didn't
Just
The face! The face! I saw the face.
kidding. Never coming on this show again.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that. But it looks like any other like Acer Jade like Android phone, except it's running Windows 10. But apparently it's going to be their demo release for
Here's
Continuum.
the thing. I think Microsoft really has a chance. If they can roll out this Continuum idea properly, and they can also convince their traditional OEM partners that are already building Microsoft laptops and tablets and whatnot to build smartphones with the Continuum. And in general, it will have an impact on the developers community.
Yeah.
It will definitely have one.
Yeah.
So I truly hope so. I really hope so.
Me too. It's a very cool idea.
We need a proper third operating system into this
Agreed.
market. We don't have choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To come back.
Actually, we have many choices, but
they're
at
all
the end of the
To be
day,
realistic,
on a
though.
theme.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day, there are two companies monetizing on it, and that's Apple and Google.
We need like a tea party of smartphone OSs, you know? Like just,
But you know that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of stoked about the Tizen smartwatch because honestly I never thought that we would see a real smartwatch on Tizen. I actually believed that Tizen was going to go straight into automotive. Right?
You didn't like the Gear 2? Like you were like, I mean, all that stuff. But I mean, you know, it was clear that they were sticking with it, right? I mean, wasn't
Well,
it?
but I mean, like, were they sticking with it because they kind of had to, you know, or like
They were trying to boycott everything else out there.
Yeah, and like, oh,
No,
we're
I
gonna
mean,
do this.
seriously,
the
though.
world Samsung, yeah.
But that's how they are. They just like to do their own thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's usually bad at first.
Yeah.
Well, and like, so
everyone, right?
you know,
Yeah, like everybody. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta walk before you run.
Indeed.
And like I've been saying, Samsung's Tizen is it's all grown up now, and
it's all
you know
grown up
it's
now.
I have a Tyson phone.
Our little boy is growing.
It's probably the shittiest
It's
phone I've
awful.
ever made.
And he paid money for it. He came back from India and he's like, I bought this, and I'm like, you paid for that?
Wait, somebody paid you for it, right?
I was like, you got it free, right? He's like, no, I paid for it. I was like, why?
Quality stuff.
I offered him some physical delights. That's India. Can do things.
I'm going to say that.
No, seriously, I
Physical delights. That's a very, very charming term.
Physical delights.
It was like $70 US. It feels like it's $7 US.
It does. It really does.
Even the operating system.
Yeah.
No, seriously. And this is what I'm not getting, because Samsung's quality management is pretty good. It is pretty good. They have a shitload of people working in their quality management, not in the stylus division, but in the quality management. And you know what? Someone did it with my Note 5. Like 2 or 3 days ago. Oh, this is the Note 5? By the way, is it really with the stylus? Is it really the problem?
You all stop. Can everyone stop doing that, by the way?
Me.
And
You broke your Note 5?
I think, I got it out.
Okay.
I got it out.
Yeah, but is it broke? Is the sensor broken?
No.
Oh, you're like the only one I know that is recovered.
He put it in for 60 or 70%.
Yeah, that's
so
all you need.
It was okay. But who? And I was telling him, who wants to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Who is doing that? It is like saying, oh, and by the way, I think we have another gate. Yeah, when you're dropping your phone, yeah, you might break the display.
Display gate.
Display gate. Drop gate. There's a drop gate going on. Right? It's just why? Why do you want to do that?
Fingerprint gate too. If you touch the screen, it'll get fingerprints all over it.
And don't get me wrong, the band gate was a weird gate somehow, right? Because it was a design issue, right?
Yeah,
they really went for the extreme in this design.
I never bought into that nonsense.
But if
I've sat on my iPhone 6 so many damn times on the train.
If you decide to put this in backwards,
can I say ass on the show?
You can say that.
I do not have a flat ass, and it should have been. It should have been a million times by now, and it hasn't. I think Bengay was an overblown nonsense.
I don't think you can complain when the hot coffee at McDonald's burned you because you dropped it on your
Yeah.
What in the US you're gonna get $12 million for it, right?
Honestly, that's what this is.
But that's a different story.
That's what this is, though.
the gates are all just. I don't know. Some of them are blown out of proportion. Some of them are real issues. But at the end of the day, people like to find faults with new products.
I agree.
That's the internet.
Hey.
Common sense is a little bit lacking in situations
people.
like that.
Sorry,
What's that?
Do you think that I can play them the suit video?
There's a suit video?
Yeah, the smart suit.
I didn't see the video. I saw you talking about it.
I actually want to show you guys something here.
All right.
So the suit,
from Samsung,
the smart suit, the smart suit, right? So
there's a classic Nintendo game on one
I'm
of those
pretty sure
windows.
that it's in there.
That's awesome.
So, talking about Samsung, today I saw something that blew my mind. Here we go. Right, so it's NFC in the cufflink, and he also has it in the button. But Samsung's been making garments for 50 years. They've been sponsoring people to get their master's degree in textile manufacturing from Italy for decades. The material of the suit's unbelievable. They're one of the top suit manufacturers in Korea. And she's like, we're not button makers. I was like, all right. All right, so you tap it onto your phone. But she was telling me about the Samsung garment division. A year and a half ago, it's been like, okay, now we want to play, right? So they put the stickers on the back because all phones have different NFC positions, and so people don't know where to tap, right? So that's why they did that. But one of the initial suit designs had NFC in the pocket, where if you put it in, then it would silence your phone, right, and just put it on to vibrate.
Oh, interesting.
Right, so but then
he's already into this now.
Yeah.
I can tell.
That's an amazing idea.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? So I'm like, how much is the cufflink? They're like, nah, man, we're selling the suit. It's a smart suit.
So,
what?
Yeah.
How much is the smart
I'm all
suit?
in.
How much is the smart suit?
It goes on sale next month. I'm going to Korea to buy one. I'll let you know.
Okay.
I always wanted Jackie Chan's the tuxedo to become a thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of, 2 weeks before we left for IDF in San Francisco, we've had this amazing typhoon in all over Taipei.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
That was seriously the first time it scared the living daylight out of me. because my windows, my bedroom windows are to these. It was coming from these. We had these wind bands of like 130, 140 miles an hour. It was actually bending metal post boxes like this. I have a video of a scooter just going up like this.
Right into the air.
It was out of control.
Wow.
I couldn't leave the apartment like for 2 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had like 30 or 40 typhoons over there, so I just bought, like I had 2 bottles of water in the fridge. And that's it.
7-Eleven will still be open.
And then I was doing periscopes, filming it, and I was actually backing off from the window.
Yeah.
Because it was just close to blue in my windows. I said, what am I going to do then? I'm going to head into the...
I had a friend sleep in the bathtub.
Into the bathroom.
Right.
Yeah.
So, after 2 days, not eating, only drinking 2 bottles of water because the tap water in Taiwan is not really the water that you want to drink.
Well, and not in the typhoon because the water purification stations are overrun.
I think it was
flooding.
pink.
Yeah. A lot of people lost water. Yeah.
Well, I did. Anyways, I got out.
I slept with my windows
I was
open,
really, I was so craving a steak. I got into the Fridays, got myself a steak, and bang, broke my tooth. I said, holy shit! Oh fuck! And you have to fly to San Francisco on Sunday. So I went. I didn't come to the office on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I think I have some problem. I'm on medications and. I'm on medications anyway, as you can tell right now.
I was just like, don't come in.
We don't need.
So the next day I said, okay, I need to go to the dentist. I've never been to the dentist in Taiwan, and they asked me, do you have an appointment? I said, no, I don't have an appointment, but I have like, I don't know, 4 or 5 painkillers, 400 milligrams, whatever. I'm already dizzy anyway. Could you just please take care of it? Because now I'm here. I overcame my fear.
Yeah.
And then they said, okay, you have to come back at 7. I was like, oh, you fuckers. It gives me another 5 hours to think about what you're going to do with me. Right? Seriously. So I got back. They did the X-ray. First of all, they asked me if I have a health insurance at Taiwanese. I said I don't. I'm going to pay in cash. Okay, fantastic. They did an X-ray. Told me, okay, we can't because it's just
it's inflamed.
It was inflamed
we can't
like
remove
crazy.
It there's
right?
There's too much
so
infection.
you need to take like antibiotics for the next 5 days. I can't do that. I need to be on this flight on Sundays. So please do something. Okay, we got to get rid of it. And so he got me 5 shots in there, and due to the fact the way it was broken, he just couldn't grab it anymore, right? So he was just, yeah, exactly. I looked like this. That was the expression of my friend. Seriously. And then,
Take out the tooth.
yeah, and then he was like, okay, that should be fine. Here's some antibiotics. Here's some painkillers. And let's do another X-ray. And then I paid for it, and I was like, I got big banknotes out of there. $35. Okay. And Jesus, it was a goddamn dental lab, like in Star Trek, like the next generation.
He's showing me the Facebook
Voyager
page.
sick bay.
The guys are educated in New York, and they have these 3D self-printed bobbleheads of themselves. Right? It's like part of the photos.
And he was like, are you here on vacation? Because usually Japanese tourists are coming over to get their teeth done, right? And I was like, no, I live here. Oh yeah, that is perfect. So we can get you an implant in there. And I was like, now that I saw this video of Samsung, I just want to get an implant with an NFC, and they're going to unlock my phone right in my face, right? NFC too. I'm pretty sure that they're going to do that.
I wonder.
Yeah. Please bite.
Yeah.
I really like that idea.
That's my phone, Nicole.
Sorry.
Speaking of unlocking methods, did anybody play with the? Are you getting gunky personal oils? You remember? Did anybody check out that Axon Elite with the eyeball scanning?
I've done the eye scanning.
That's not a new feature. That's not right. It's an older ZTE.
I have to say,
no, on the Chinese OS of the Axon, it was already a thing. No,
and they have other phones on the Chinese market.
Yeah, but
that
the Axon Elite is special because it has that plus the fingerprint scanner plus voice print.
Plus breath print.
I feel like this is just a stupid move. Like,
It's not that close. It's not that close. It's about like it's just still too close.
Okay.
It's not something I would use right now, but as an embryonic, like as a predecessor to something that might be cool. Think about it. Like 3 years ago, fingerprint scanners were like, okay, swipe down the thing. Except it's on the back. Okay, swipe your finger. Didn't read. Okay, swipe it again. Okay, just rescan it.
Yeah,
now they're like, boom,
Max
done.
I'm still not sure.
Give me eyeball scanning from here.
scanning.
And it's another phone in the $300 category. This is getting busy down there, right?
Seriously.
I mean, how
good.
accurate is that? Like, how secure is it? I mean, not that it really matters to a lot of people, but
So
like,
I tried it. I didn't make a video because it was retarded, but I tried to put a video of myself. No.
Hey, me too. I made a video on it too.
No.
Hey, I'm with you. I didn't do a video.
I included a video in my review of the Axon of me using the eye scanning thing, but I actually tried to like put a video of my eyes against the scanner to see if it would unlock it. It was dumb. I was like, oh,
Here's two phones.
Here's two phones.
No kiss.
Like a dum-dum in the studio, like, oh. It didn't work. If it didn't work, I might have made a video.
Two big issues I had with it. Number one, I had to take my glasses off.
Yeah.
That's always what you gotta do, no matter what.
It's done. You're done. You're done at that
When I
point.
take my glasses off, like, oh, let me
Just get laser surgery.
Maybe. Is that what it says in the manual? That's what it says in the manual.
Also walk around.
Yeah, does the phone come with a voucher?
Even an upgrade for you.
That's right. Yeah. This man will change your whole life, man. Yeah. Upgrade yourself.
I would love to go to the back of the manual and it's like, maybe you should get LASIK.
Yeah. Maybe you should consider
Go, you pleb.
upgrading.
No, but that was dumb. And the other thing is, can you just scan it? Do you need to have that Terminator stupid thing coming up?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You need an
Yeah.
animated crosshair element.
You gotta
to
know
dart
that it's
back and
actually
forth.
scanning your eye.
Right. You got it, and you want a cross section
of
grid too.
Oh, my eyes.
I need something that swipes across my screen.
This is total
It shows
recall.
that I'm scanning my
Scanning your
fingerprint.
You need that.
Yeah.
I
You gotta
need
have
that.
You gotta have that.
Yeah, why
There's no
don't
reason
we
not to
have that yet? I don't even know if it's working until it unlocks.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, have you heard about this marketing stunt that Honor is doing with their Honor Band?
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't have a name for it,
Yeah.
right? Guess what they're gonna do?
What?
Next week.
Really?
Yeah, they don't have a name.
On their Facebook page.
They're looking for a name. So on all the international Facebook pages, they're searching for the name. And the person that is questioning this goddamn whatever band, right, is getting each and every Honor device for the next 5 years.
Oh, I did
That
see
is
that.
pretty smart.
Yeah,
that is
that's
so
slick.
smart.
All right, the
seriously.
rest of the show, we're just going to
We're just
brainstorm.
going to brainstorm.
Let's come up with something.
Let's come up with something, yeah.
It's
I
gonna be
can
called the
do
Honor
it.
Able.
I think that was one of the most
The Honor
the
Able.
smartest idea.
I love it. I'm buying it.
Grammar jokes.
It's gonna get viral. It's gonna get viral.
And that's Huawei? Did you
Yeah.
know that? Yeah.
Honor.
Honor.
Well, Honor.
Oh, but Honor.
The sub-brand of Huawei.
Huawei Honor. Honorable Huawei.
Dishonor.
No, wow.
Give me my phone.
What are we forgetting?
I'm
What are
just
we
swearing at
forgetting?
people.
No, I know. I was wondering what we were forgetting.
From the show. From the show. What else
Oh,
happens?
there's. Did we miss one of the watches? No, we did not. Probably not.
Watch 2. Well, I do it. We kind of
Nicole
briefly
mentioned
touched on that.
Computex.
The pricing of it.
Yeah, the pricing on
Game
that.
changer.
Yes.
Game changer for Android.
149 starts
yeah,
at
it's
149.
starting at
Yeah.
149.
And it's a beautiful watch
Yeah,
at 149.
yeah,
I think so.
I want one.
Well, it's gonna sell. It's gonna sell.
I'm gonna get one of the little ones. Like I don't care if they give me a review device. I'm
Yeah.
gonna buy one of the little ones, which is more expensive than the bigger ones.
It is. I'm
Yeah.
a little bit miffed about that.
And I asked about that, and they said it was just a matter of like it was more difficult engineering to squeeze everything into a
Which is
single package.
legit fair.
But for
I mean,
people,
it is difficult
you
to
don't
miniaturize.
understand that people like. I don't think a lot of people will understand like that aspect
Yeah.
of it. It's like it's smaller. It should be cheaper.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
true, but like the
it
miniaturization
got
is
weird
more
in my head.
expensive,
Yeah.
and women
Yeah.
are willing
I
to
agree.
pay are willing to pay more for
Something that looks better.
a stylish device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing though. Like
Yeah.
even people will forget that price point, especially in our like audience segments, because the comments on that were so. I uploaded that video and I was so excited. I'm like, this is the coolest. I'm really excited about this.
Oh, look
watch.
at the bezel.
And I'm like, oh, the bezels.
Look at the
Oh,
bezel.
man, it's all
Look at this
bezel.
thick bezel.
This is bezel. I'm like,
It's so weird because I don't see the bezel when you have it in person.
when it's an OLED, it's a black screen, and
it's
it's
there.
just
The disadvantage is that they weren't taking taking care of the color. This is what Apple did. This is perfectly fine, right?
Yeah.
Going all black, like a real pitch black.
The display
bezel.
and the bezel blend perfectly.
Yeah.
That is the one thing
it's an illusion. It makes the screen look bigger than it is because you notice on a lot of the UI here, they don't ever have anything that expands to the edges. There are a few wallpapers that do, but most of it stays away from the edge, so you don't actually see how big the screen is.
Yeah, it's really smart.
Yeah, it's really smart.
It's kind of like the Bevel Time.
But then again,
Totally, yeah.
then again, you have the
The nested
We
bezel
bought
watch.
these together, man.
You did. They were sitting. It was an HTC Freaks event, and they were sitting across from me, like schoolgirls.
We were looking at each other just like,
They were like bobbing and weaving at each other.
Oh, when we were buying the Pebble Time?
we were buying the Pebble Time. Well, we were sitting across from each other.
my
in
steel
New York, and I was
just
like-
shipped like the other day.
Your steel?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on my damn
last
steel.
week or so.
Yeah. And
You know what? It looks like a Fisher Price watch. A Fisher Price.
I'm not gonna sit here and take this.
Oh,
He's
thank
like,
God.
I'm
I was
wearing
ready
it
to
as
go
a
for
watch.
it.
You know that I'm
Especially
right.
the red one.
Just
Especially the red one.
This is not red, okay?
To be honest, I think that Pebble killed its momentum with this one. Even though it was so super successful, it was this second amazing shot at Kickstarter, which, in my opinion, was also a little bit unfair for other companies, right?
I agree.
But that was their second shot. Yes, it's the most blah 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 funded whatever gadget
a lot of money.
in the whole new universe for the next 10 years. It doesn't matter. I think they screwed it up.
Yeah.
It
needs to blow me away. I think it needs to blow regular consumers
The
away.
steel
to
does
get
look better,
attention.
though.
The steel looks better.
Looks much
steel
better.
looks
All I gotta
But
say
the
is
display is killing it.
my
Yeah.
nightstand at home has a bunch of chargers on it, all with 360 Zen Watch, LG G Watch, and all of them.
Yeah.
This one gets on my wrist.
You know what?
That's all I'm saying.
Actually, there should be a new spec category. Best bezel display ratio.
Yeah.
Right?
Look at how much bezel you're getting with our watch.
That should be a slide at their presentation,
Frame your life.
This was my life before. Like I charge my smartwatch every night. This is my life before my smartwatch. This is my life after my smartwatch. Phone down, watch right next to it, and on the pedestal. It is not a very difficult thing for me to do, for me to adapt to. I mean, like I think I expected it to be.
No. I wasn't talking about
huge
battery life.
pain.
I was saying I choose this over all of them, though. Yeah. I still choose this one over all.
Just because of endurance or because of like other stuff.
Usability, like all the use case scenarios I was talking about
Talk about
earlier.
the software. They did a home run on the software. I know
Yeah.
it's not new.
It's cute.
It's super cute, and it's also fast.
Okay, and
Smart.
the one thing that I don't think anyone is really talking about is that the color scheme for all of the displays is actually pastel.
Yeah.
They actually chose
It is very
the pastel
pastelish.
color
It's a Game
scheme.
Boy. It looks like a Game Boy to me. I love it.
But like they could have.
I think this
they
is
could
My
have
Little
gone
Pony
with
Island.
other
Which is right,
color
yeah.
schemes. But they chose the pastel.
We're all bronies now.
No, I mean, for all the times that I almost died swiping up to find the map as I'm driving, this is
Being
always
able to
good.
feel a button.
Yeah.
I like. By the way, they also have these physical buttons on the S2.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that is pretty smart.
Yeah, that's
right?
really smart.
What was the one?
The best. By the way, gosh, copycat news in the making here. Hello, there's a new scandal coming up from South Korea.
Another gate.
It might be a gate. It might be a gate. So Rolex had a rotating bezel back in 2012, and they used this for setting up the time and setting up the date. Hello, and I swear to God, it looked the same. Almost. Except for the design, the color, and the price.
And the functionality.
But besides that, it was exactly the same.
Straight rip-off. You heard it here first.
What was the watch we saw at the Ferns of Term?
The watch we saw at the bar. Oh yeah,
Ferns
We're
of
sitting there at the
Term.
we're sitting there at the bar in the Ferns of Term, which we go to every year.
Yep.
This was before everything. Before we drank too much.
Well, before we drank Berlin.
Yeah, and it was Dan Cooper from Engadget, who we had not met, leaned up next to us, and he had this
We had never
awesome
met the
watch
guy.
on, and we were like, "Hey man, what kind of watch is that?
watch is that, man? What is that?
It was
What is
like it was the Vector smartwatch, the circular, like the circular pebble.
yeah,
I had never seen
yeah.
one before.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I think that was the one.
The one what?
Well, he has the one.
He has it. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Oh, the one. The one who bought it. I'm expecting all this lame stuff, right? I'm like, it doesn't give you notifications. So it's just like a fitness band. It's like, no, it does. I'm like, okay, but that's like that's like a non-digital watch face. He's like, no, that's like a e-paper screen. I'm like, this is so cool. It was like a round pebble.
Yeah,
And,
it was.
and,
looked
and
really good.
Nicole has the golden O-Mate. She has the one.
Oh my gosh,
I have the
O-Mate?
gold O-Mate. It's
Why are you not
true.
wearing it? What's going on?
Because the
If I'm saying if I'm telling you how it looks like, you know, we're really leaving this path of PC-ness in this podcast because this is now. I mean, but it's true.
Yeah.
Actually, it is very, very true. The way I'm going to describe it to you.
Okay.
If you are somewhere
ready.
on a street fair and you have this little tent at the end of the street fair, and the gypsy lady is sitting there with her crystal ball. It's exactly the watch that she would wear. Exactly this watch.
I'm picturing something magical.
Yeah.
It looked magical.
Is it? Yeah. Is it wound in silk and
Well,
special
Does
fabric?
it come with the sari?
It was very, there was a lot of gold on there.
there was a lot of
And
gold
it
on
was-
there, and it had a shiny crocodile band, black and black.
They should have called it the bling.
Yeah. And but the thing is, I could have moved to the gold chain link one, but I couldn't figure out how to make it smaller. Like, cause like I'm like I don't understand how to undo these links. But the real problem why I never wore it is because the software was completely unusable. Like I was like, what am I supposed to do here? Like it didn't it wasn't fit to the roundness. It was square and you couldn't see things and like.
I don't
Can we
microphone with me.
can we take a second here and just give this guy over here some props for multitasking
uploading
and having
His YouTube channel.
easy branding.
Yeah, he's just branding the entire time.
I saw that, by the way.
He was like, I'm gonna
Savvy
bring my
maneuver,
laptop on.
Esposito.
Yeah. He's gonna get like
I'm a multitasker. What can I say?
That's right.
he's gonna get 200 subscribers tomorrow, all from Germany.
Right there.
That's the beauty of the IFA.
Yes.
That is the beauty of the IFA.
Can we talk really quickly about the fact that Alcatel One Touch has realized a long-time dream of mine at this show, which sadly I did not get to make a video on yet.
I'll watch
Denim
that.
smartphone.
That denim smartphone.
Denim
yeah.
smartphone.
Yeah.
They have one with the
Oh,
pocket
yeah.
on it
I
too.
Yeah.
So it's the Go Play or the Pop Star or the it's not the Go Play, it's the Pop Star or
Pop Star is the
Pop Up or
one-
Pop Star.
Pop.
Pop Star is the one with the different back cases.
No,
and stuff.
the pop star was the one with the
Jesus,
green and the.
Alcatel, why do you do this to
Yeah,
us?
damn you.
Popstar Max X
So
Edge
actually,
Plus.
I had Jason on the stream.
Yeah, Jason's awesome.
Yeah,
You had Jason on the stream?
Yeah, I had Jason
Oh,
on the
good.
stream.
So you
yeah.
guys saw that already? And
Yeah,
like,
He left early though. After the stream, I
Well,
think
yeah,
he
no,
left.
no,
They
but
said Alcatel one.
he actually changed his flight to be on the stream.
What?
Was he? Did he stay later on Saturday? All right, I'll ask you.
no,
later.
it's okay.
Here.
Very
It's okay.
personal
It's
stuff.
all right. Don't worry about it. It's not interesting. We hear you. But no, I would get that. I mean, I am not interested in the phone otherwise, personally. But I would get it just to get a denim phone. I've wanted this since Motorola announced the first wave Moto X, and they said we're gonna have a range of materials. Denim.
No,
There was no denim, huh?
No, but they
Yeah.
were experimenting with
They were
denim,
experimenting, yeah.
and they just didn't roll it out, and they haven't since.
Somewhere there's a warehouse full of jeans that are still waiting to be.
Phonized, that should be that should be the next Moto Maker. You send in some of your favorite old jeans, and they'll like, yeah, we'll just press this right onto the back of your
I can see so many ways that could go
so
wrong.
many things that would
Exactly, because
happen
if it's jeans, what's next? You know,
You're ready. It's a slippery slope.
this is my taxidermed dog. I want to.
This is my torn pantyhose phone.
Exactly.
Delightful. I love what happens every.
Use pantyhose.
I love what happens.
What's the backing on your Moto X? Spaniard.
Oh, that's fluffy.
Latex. Yeah. No, that's the Marshall phone, the new Marshall.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
Second gen.
yeah, the second gen. Right. Oh, well, did anybody? Can I ask? Did anyone buy the Moto X one on sale while we were here? Did anybody buy the new Moto X or the new
Pre-order
Moto
it, you mean?
360?
360.
I
pre-ordered,
pre-ordered
yeah.
360. Yeah.
You played
360.
for review though, right? You didn't.
I personally paid for mine.
But you do that all the time, right? Don't you?
Yes and no. I
Okay.
mean, it depends. You know, I didn't have the luxury with Motorola this time. I have had a lot of luck in the past, actually, with a lot of other, like this whole year I've had a lot of luck. But this one, I didn't get anything, and I decided to order the 360 simply because of the Moto Maker. because I designed it exactly how I wanted. Like that's
what
really.
What were your options then? Because none of the premium options really spoke to me, honestly.
Okay, I ordered mine, and there's no way for us to put this up anywhere.
That etching or whatever you call it on
So
the
the
bezel.
360 they do is a
I ordered
texturing on
mine
the bezel.
in this. I ordered mine in this black and gold combo.
Oh, okay.
So it's a
All
silver
right.
sides and black.
No, gold
side.
casing, black bezel, black leather band with a gold clasp at the bottom.
That's badass. That's
Yeah.
gonna be pretty
It's classy,
sweet.
it's classy.
Yeah, I like that.
Badass.
It's pretty
classy.
For
badass.
me, it was silver on silver with a brown leather strap.
Yeah.
That's more my style.
So that's what I ordered.
the black ones look good though.
I ordered the 42 millimeter version because I always
That's the
thought
smaller
that
one, right?
I always thought that one was too big on me.
A little big.
Yeah.
First gen 360, a little
Well, the
ostentatious.
second gen is still 46 as well, so it's the same size.
Right, but the 42 is
yeah,
small,
exactly.
yeah.
That's why I ordered the smaller
I
one.
would have gone with the 42 as well. Same
Yeah.
reason I would have gone with the smaller size Zen watch because I feel like there's a demand for that.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And for the first time, I think like they're actually usable for women.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? The 42 millimeter that actually had the word "women" next to it, which made me cringe on the Motomaker.
Actually, that was not cool.
Why don't
Is
they
it
just
actually
offer the
different?
band choices for everybody?
Exactly.
Because what if I want the long pink
Yeah.
leather bracelet band?
Yeah.
What if you do?
I was looking for
re-
it.
They really shouldn't have done that, actually, because honestly, a lot of men have smaller wrists.
Yeah. No, you know what? You know what I bet they have?
I wasn't looking at you.
No, I'm picturing.
Wear it on your ankle, damn it!
No, I'm picturing the branding meeting on this, and they're like, "What? You want to just call it like the 46 and the 42?" It's like, yeah, but no, wait, hold up. Nicole Scott is always making a ton of noise on Mobile Geeks about how women are not. Just put the word "women," she'll love it.
She'll love it. Yeah. It's true. I was like, oh, women.
Would it be a Flo would be on there? Just
Yeah. The Moto 360, Flo and Nicole.
Is there a women phone out there?
Well, they're trying. Remember HTC
Remember
had
HTC,
one? The rhyme?
Of course.
wow.
I was close to say, of course, it was HTC.
Oh, I just passed the Vive. You guys
Yeah,
have
the
a
Vive
Vive
downstairs. Yeah, there's
downstairs.
a Vive downstairs.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah, we're not.
No.
It's okay.
I don't want to see it.
Are we sad about it because it's delayed?
No, it's not that. Sasha had a bit of a.
Sasha's
A bit
getting
of
revved
a-
up.
I've had a little bit of a rough time
He
with
had a little bit
HTC
of a rough
recently.
time with
Last
HTC.
time
And I might want to go for a shot right now.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, man.
We're feeling a little hard done by.
Oh no! Oh, that's sad. I'm
I don't
sorry.
You know
know.
what the problem is?
Yeah.
Jeff is amazing.
Jeff's
Yeah.
amazing. We love you, Jeff.
Jeff would be an amazing guy in each and every company in the world.
That's true.
Because he's getting everything.
He
You
understands.
don't need to explain him anything. He is just getting it, and he knows about all of this. But it's HTC Taiwan screwing it up.
HQ.
In each and everywhere. HQ
And
is just...
It would be fine if it was just one country, but this is headquarters.
It's like when the Minions are running a smartphone company.
That's a great movie,
Did
by
I
the way.
really say this? Okay, no, finally we broke up HTC. Now it's out.
I still love
This
you.
is so meta.
It's very inside baseball.
It is just...
No, I mean like okay. Let me try to use words.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the base problem is that when HTC came up, they had this amazing, humble nature, quietly brilliant, and they just made amazing devices, and they accepted that they were an underdog, and then the M7 was just banging.
Yeah.
Right, such a great phone with the accessories were on it, the display, the battery life. I
They
loved
already
everything
started
about
with
that
the 1X,
phone.
1S, 1V.
Yeah.
That was already a turning point for them in
That was
terms of
already a
design.
turning
The
point.
1X was great.
Yeah,
I love
Yeah, it was
absolutely.
beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, but then they kind of got, a little
Haughty?
a little haughty, and then they got this Robert Downey Jr. guy, and all this money was flying out. You know what I mean? And then like it just kind
I
of
remember those commercials.
yeah, they're totally weird.
Weird commercial.
Why?
Yeah.
So do you want to know what I heard? I don't know if this is true.
That's a
This
good
is
one.
a little bit of gossp here for you.
Gossip alert.
It's a
That's a good one.
having a gab session here.
Do we have a bumper, a gossip bumper or something?
So I
Jules when you need him.
I'm sure in the re-record he'll put that
I really like the idea of a gossip bumper. Seriously. That is pretty cool.
So So I heard that they signed a deal with Robert Downey Jr. for like $10 or $12 million, something crazy, right?
I love
and
this
then
rumor.
you heard it too. So then he put into his contract that he had 100% creative control, got the money, and then said, "My creative control is to do nothing."
Yeah.
I'm not going to create anything. Right? And I'm like, well, this is the craziest rumor ever.
This can't be true.
This can't be true. This can't be true.
He's Iron Man.
Yeah,
Right? No,
he's
but see,
already
but then that's the thing. Then he released the new movie, and I don't think it went along with the timing of the HTC contract.
Why couldn't they just do
Didn't he just say I'm doing everything but videos?
Why couldn't they just put HTC phones in Iron Man?
I can do
stuff,
voiceovers for you.
You know?
Well, and I think that was
what?
the compromise that he would do a voiceover.
Yeah.
Right. That was one of the compromises.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to give them a little bit of credit though. I love the Gary Oldman ones.
Yeah.
Off the Internet. I love that one. That one was great.
Off the Internet.
It would have been better if it was Harrison Ford with this very mean face.
You've tuned into a TV spot.
I like the HTC
What am I going to
rap.
tell you about? Go ask the Internet.
I love the HTC.
I love the
Hated it.
HTC rap.
The HTC.
the YouTube video.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
You're just mad you didn't get a call out.
Yeah.
They should have gotten Deichkind to do it.
Yeah, that's who you hire.
No. So I found out that he just did it 100% on his own. He approached HTC and he's like, "I'm a huge fan. I want to make a crazy rap for you."
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So actually, it had nothing to do with HTC. And so, because when I asked Jeff about it, he's like, "Yeah, that had nothing to do with us." Because everyone kept on asking, like, "What are you on? What are you thinking?" And he's like, "Dude, he just wanted to."
Wow.
Yeah.
We just
and
decided
honestly,
to.
Sascha and I, like for like weeks after this came out, we'd be like silently working in the office, and then one of us would just like put it on and turn up the volume, and be like, "Peter, ciao."
That should have been like a.
PocketNow.
That was like your office's Rickroll,
It
basically.
was,
Yeah.
yeah. Basically,
man.
we were, but the thing is, it really
See,
grew on me.
Stuff like that would work with like Xiaomi, Oppo to have super fans who do stuff.
It's because
Wait, no,
they're-
HTC
it's-
has
yeah.
a really dedicated fan base, though.
do,
Don't
they
have
do,
HTC
but-
Elevate for
But
them.
we're
and
talking
it's
about a
good
company that got really,
But now
RDJ.
they're,
You
but
know,
now
they
they're a
got.
little haughty.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not down with it. What's RDJ? I'm not
Not down with these acronyms.
LA lingo. What is that?
JBV. What are you talking about? I've never said that before.
But you guys do have a Vive downstairs. And on my way up here, I was
Yeah.
watching someone use the Vive, which I had not done. I had used it, but I'd never seen someone use it.
Do you still want to go back?
You know I want to go back.
We got to go back.
We have to go back.
So I've been talking.
I'm gonna miss the Vive world. Go ahead.
know, yeah,
So
we
am
really
I.
do.
I've been talking to my bartender about opening a bar, a Star Trek bar.
What?
Yeah. So.
Oh, man, you're just sucking up now, man.
No, I'm not sucking up. This is a good idea.
I will go to this bar.
Right. So I want to do like microgastronomy and serve like crazy space age cocktails.
Yeah.
And then you like have dinner with your friends, and then you go and you all put on the Vive, and you have a group experience in the holodeck together.
That is
Maybe
going to
not
be
group-
awesome.
yeah, right?
A group.
A group.
Although
I don't know
group
what the-
holodeck experiences conjures up other stuff.
I know. So we'll keep it totally a PG for these experiences.
Very good.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, and the whole gastronomy thing is very nice. I think.
Yeah, so you
that's-
kind of like, you know, you have
build
Earl
your
Grey
own-
tea martinis
Absolutely.
and things like
and
that.
that drink that when you drink it, it flashes to vapor right on your tongue, and then all the flavor comes out in the gas. I think that would be terrific.
Oh, I'll add that to the menu
Thank
for you.
Very good.
Snowmobile.
I'll just work there. It'll be great.
Can I make a request on the drink side?
Uh-huh.
I recently was in Boston, and unfortunately, me and this guy couldn't hang out while I was there.
Right.
I went to.
I just didn't want to.
Yeah, that too. 'Cause I stay on that
Fair,
side of the river.
fair.
Stay over there.
I had a drink in Boston. If you can do anecdotes, I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna, a glass of Japanese single oak barrel scotch. So good. It was infused with foie gras.
Oh God.
It was so good.
Wait, a
Foie gras,
infused
whiskey.
Whiskey, like
single barrel whiskey.
It was a $30 drink, and you look in there and you can just see the bits of fat in there. Like it was so good.
What was this whiskey in this bar in Singapore? Remember that one where the glass was like $150?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
You guys
the whole
ordered
bottle was-
$150 glasses
We went to a
of whiskey?
rooftop bar, yeah. And
It was a rooftop.
Don't let
bar,
anybody
I'll
tell you there's no money in
Sorry,
town.
bro, right? And you know what I
Which
said?
company
You
happens
know
to
what?
be paying the bill on this
gonna
particular
say, man.
night?
We paid it ourselves.
I told him, you know what? Forget it. Give me the bottle, $4,500. I went all in, right? I wanted to show off in front of Josh a little bit, right? just to let him know what Darcy's paying him.
He picked up the bottle, right? Take a picture.
He
He was
literally
really
did that.
happy that I put my credit card on it.
If he doesn't pay you more, just offer him some physical pleasure.
It's on you.
It's like a physical delights or whatever. Physical delights.
Physical delights. Yes.
No, that was hilarious. And this bartender,
Knew us.
The bartender knew you from the internet?
And
he
still.
was like, and he started like in a way like.
Is that
Like for half an hour, we were like, what's going on here?
They were like, him and his friends, the other bartenders were in the back, like.
Oh, that was too funny.
The thing that makes me mad about that story, though, is that they loved us because they knew us. We were just chilling with them, and yet they still took a shot glass out, measured it, and put it in my glass.
Oh, weak.
That ain't no celebrity treatment.
No.
I'll have
YouTuber.
I'll have a single. I'm not trying to have a shot here. Like, and he puts it over like the whole glass has ice in it.
Oh, perfect.
Exactly.
It's like just a thin layer of alcohol around your ball of ice.
I gotta eat every piece of ice just to get my money's worth.
Hey,
That was great times, though.
Let's head back to IFA. Is there anything that was just so amazingly new, cool, besides my amazing speaker experience? Oh,
That's the thing. I was racking my brain for that because as you were telling that story, I remembered our previous live stream at MWC where we were all just geeking
That was the
out about
vibe.
the vibe.
That was the vibe.
Like changed
Yeah.
our whole
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
This
Our
show
face
has had
dropped. It
nothing
was
like that for
amazing.
me.
There was no
Yeah,
vibe.
exactly.
Yeah, there was no vibe.
I think the second best towards the speaker company was another speaker, and that was the one from the Lenovo Yoga Tablet 3.
Yeah, that was really
They
nice.
did a demo in here for me, and they
Yeah.
had this GPL soundbar in front of it.
Oh yeah,
The 3D
360.
soundbar.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's insane.
Is that the
Yeah.
tablet that like widens to
Yeah,
a
yeah,
teardrop
yeah.
at the bottom? Okay.
Yeah, and the projector
With
in
the
it and all
projector.
that.
Oh, right. Okay.
They put the projector in the right place
Yes.
this time.
Yeah, they did put
Yes.
it in.
Now it's a kind of swivel
Honestly,
thingy, yeah.
That was
Like 100% less
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher, and but you're right. The sound was amazing. Like if you do most other speakers on tablets and everything, they're like left and right channels, sure. But when you turn this thing up, you're like, the sound's behind me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I would have liked
It
to have
was a
seen that.
360 sound.
That's cool.
Which, like, finally, like, I remember being in Qualcomm meetings 5 years ago,
Yeah.
and they were like, guys, we're gonna make it rain. And you're like, oh,
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Did you have a rain stick behind me? What is the rain stick?
With the developers platform?
Yeah, with the developer platform,
they've had,
yeah.
in that one, they've had like 12 speakers in the
Yeah.
smartphone.
Just right there. And literally, it sounded like there was a rain stick behind me. And I'm like, and it's taken 5 years for someone finally
to
to put it
implement that.
actually in a product.
But that's amazing, though. I understand why that would take 5 years. You have a device here that's making you perceive sound from back behind your head.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it
they
was
did
pretty
it
cool.
for me, so I should have it tomorrow.
And it
Oh, I
gets,
understand.
and it gets loud too. That thing gets really loud.
Yeah, it
That's the
gets loud.
important thing that's often overlooked on mobile
Sounds
devices. We have a
amazing.
lot of devices that give like really quality sound, but there are not many that really blast your ears off and can overcome something like what's out there.
Like this, yeah.
Oh, and thanks to them for finally realizing if you're gonna put a hook on your tablet,
It
make
needs
it
to be
splash-proof. Splash-proof.
I mean,
How
they
can
didn't
you
make it
even
waterproof.
compare this? Could you imagine someone is putting on a tablet off his back and it's just turning it up like this DJ over there in the background? that would be cool.
Would. Everybody that uses a bus for a commute would hate that technology.
Okay, now that we're on the topic of Lenovo.
Their amazing party? Yeah, their amazing party. Yeah.
Let's not.
I was, yeah.
Let's not. But the Fab,
Oh yeah, the 6.8-inch smartphone.
Phone plus tab equals fab.
Or does the phone end?
They made a
Tablet
really
begin.
cool like ad video for that, and like even though the video was so cool, it was like mix your tablet and your phone into a fab, and you know it's like no. Like every time he picked the thing up from the table, I was like, that's just way too big for any
And I
one.
was like,
Hey,
how
guys.
big's the battery? 2,000 what?
Wait, how big is it?
2,000 something.
Yeah,
No, it's
it wasn't
not
that
even
big.
3,000?
It wasn't that
It
big.
wasn't
yeah.
that big.
Forget it. I have to go hands-on with that tomorrow. So did you guys go hands-on?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it into the stream. I didn't even upload a video.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna upload a video.
I didn't want to subject my audience to seeing that device.
Get ready to get subjected. I'm doing a video on the fab.
God bless them for trying, but like the only thing I could think of was the marketing campaign I would use for it. Hey guys, do you like hand cramps? Here's the Fab Plus.
Yep.
And what is it with the Fab Plus having slightly lower specs than the Fab?
Yeah. Yeah. Also doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, sub-fab.
Well, here's the thing.
Fab, bro.
You know what? This works in China. This device will sell in China like crazy, and also in
Very
Taiwan,
true.
especially with girls. I'm not kidding.
Because they have horrible eyesight? Is that
No, because
You know, the
because
bigger
we
the
have big
phablet,
bags,
the bigger the love of the girls.
I'm not.
I feel like I'm back at the
sure
Huawei
this is-
presentation.
He really said
We
that.
can turn that into a GIF, guys.
Announcement. I need to make an announcement. I'm officially done with work for the day. Yes.
Well, that is a perfect time because now we're going to come to an end.
It's been great having you, Don.
It's great being here.
I'm sorry you couldn't make it.
Come on. Let's do a best device, best technology of the show roundup, right?
All right.
And why? Dom, kick it off.
Best of the show and why?
Device or technology or booth or party or whatever.
I still have to say that my favorite was the S2 Classic. More than just... See, I actually thought initially that the S2 was the S2 Classic. I thought that was the main model.
Yeah.
But really the sporty looking one, which is just the S2. And so I think it should be flipped, honestly. I think that the S2 Classic would probably be more desirable than the S2. Just based on my opinion. My design choices, I would prefer the S2 Classic.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. I like the little diver style notches on the side of the rotating bezel. Just like, I don't know, looks cool. I really like it. And if they do make it compatible with iPhone and Android, not to mention that now it's compatible with all Android devices, not just Samsung Galaxy devices, it's just a win all around. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm really glad, because earlier I really wanted to mention this accessory. I'm so glad I didn't. I gotta give it to the LG Rolly keyboard.
Oh,
No way.
nice one.
Really?
I didn't see that coming for a mile.
Love.
Is that right?
Love.
I'm
It's
actually
awesome.
really,
I'm sorry.
I'm actually really regretful right now that I made it a final 2 minutes of the G-Pad 2 video rather than giving its own video.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
That was a big mistake on my part.
So low.
I'm just messing with you.
Why?
The guy who hasn't even felt it.
We were talking about it because we were talking about our awards that we're gonna give out, and they were like, "Do we have a video on that?" I'm like, "Kind of." So I feel kind of bad, but no, that thing was just brilliantly made.
No, because it has the scissor technology in the keys. It has proper keyboard technology in it.
proper
scissor
drop.
keys with proper travel.
Like an 18 millimeter, 17 millimeter
17
pitch.
millimeter.
Yeah, and like it doesn't have the ThinkPad keys where they're like slightly curved and nude, but it has the same kind of shape. So I'm all in on that Rolly keyboard.
Works with
and
any-
I wish that it went. Like I could like.
Throw it out, deploy it like a
Elastic
rug.
bands,
Yeah, like-
but opposite.
Here, it's behind you.
Snap bracelets.
What?
The Rolly keyboard?
Oh,
No, the band, the wristband. Isn't there a wristband behind you?
Oh. That's a good call. That's a nice left field thing
I have to
there.
say, but
That's a good one.
Can I say that it's kind of sad that I picked that one over everything?
Yes.
Okay.
No, that was the sleeper of the show.
yeah.
Nicole.
Am I next?
Rough, right?
Oh yeah.
We haven't seen anything. That's a problem.
No, I've been.
She likes the booth. This the booth right here.
No, it's actually it's your first day here on the show
First day on the
floor.
show floor. Honestly, I don't know why this is coming to mind. The first time we have liquid cooling in a laptop. I don't know. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So for me,
But
Asus.
is it making a genuine difference? Or is it
80% improvement over the GTX 980M.
Wow.
Okay.
80.
And when you pop it open, do you have to hook it up to a water main?
So what it is so the way they did it's really quite innovative. So they have a dock, and then the liquid cooling goes through there. And when you hook your computer in, there's 2 slots for the liquid cooling and one massive one for the power. So when you hook it in, it's to this massive like console-y kind of thing that like angles it out. But like, and the device is big. It's not really portable. It's like at-home portable. But still, like it's like
I need to go. That's here.
it's like it's at the Asus booth. So
They have a booth
They
here?
have a media center. It's behind the it's behind the Marriott in Potsdamer Platz.
Not
Yeah.
Okay, it's not here.
It's
Yeah.
open tomorrow. You can go check it out.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like it's just so crazy.
Yeah, we should go tomorrow.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
just
to
so
see
crazy.
that,
Yeah, it's different. Like, and who would have thought they would have implemented liquid cooling in that kind of way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's interesting.
It's
for sure,
interesting, yeah. And it's a first.
I dig it.
That was really
I hope
random,
there are
this
no
liquid
first-gen
cooling on the
issues.
notebook.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, you guys don't do laptops so much, so I thought I had to like throw
Oh,
it
you
out.
went up the whole all of us.
The minute a liquid-cooled tablet comes out, let me know.
They're
Cover it.
dictating the articles into
no.
their smartwatch.
I want 4K liquid cooled smartwatch. They should.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they should throw some liquid cooling in there with like the 810 and stuff. You know. If
Yeah, that'd be
anybody's
great.
complaining about heat.
Well, with the Sony phones, you don't need to. You just throw it in some ice water. It'll be fine. It's great. Yeah.
Smartphone.
No, but I actually did a video on how liquid cooling on a smartphone works. 'Cause remember, it was the Z2 or the Z3 that claimed to have it.
What?
What? No.
No, that's crazy.
No. I have a video. Check.
No, it's not a real liquid cooling.
Yeah,
it's something that
it's
they
not a
were
real
already
liquid
using in the
cooling.
PC industry.
Yeah.
Like they have a kind of jelly something.
Conductivity within. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's
I don't know,
not
yeah.
real liquid cooling, but. There were a few smartphones a few years ago that were claiming to have it, and we were all like,
No, I want a giant dock that I put the phone on, and it just runs water through it.
Yeah. Fine. So Dom sort of stole my answer with the Gear S2. I think that is probably the most fundamentally impressive
You have to
of
come
the
to your
mobile
own.
devices, but not the classic. I would do the S2 myself.
Oh, the regular
the
one.
regular S2, because that's my thing. But actually, that's not going to be my answer. I'm going to say the Zen Watch 2 Mini, which we talked about a lot before. Yes, it's a little thick. Yes, the bezels are a little heavy. And yeah, it's an Android Wear smartwatch. So everyone here just went to sleep. But I think industry-wise, I think it's going to drive the price down on Android Wear devices while also maintaining a level of quality that and a look that makes you want to wear the thing. And I think that's important. And I think that's, a plus.
You know what the Zen Watch 2 is?
What?
A pebble killer.
Oh, damn.
Oh, it is, yeah.
That's nice.
They have 70% bezel too.
quick, someone tweet that.
I was going to
It's a pebble
say.
killer. I have.
You just got the bezel thing.
Yeah.
10 minutes later.
I have to give it to Dom. It has to be the S2 Classic. I was surprised when I picked it up for the first time how light it is. It's just below 50 grams. And just the Classic, the bezel on the Classic, the build quality, it almost reminds me of a kind of knob on an Audi. Right, to control your air conditioner, your radio, right? You can feel this now.
Oh, it's got some nice clicks to it.
Exactly, the clicks.
It feels so nice.
They really worked on this. It feels good.
Yeah.
It says premium. It
This
says
is
quality.
the year of Samsung clicks.
It says premium. It says premium. It says quality. It says, and I said this in the live stream over here. Guys, get out to the retailers, try it out. Yes, I know, you've never heard of Tizen OS. Try it out, play around with it. And that's what I told the product manager. Don't even tell me what it can do and how I have to do this. Let me play with it. And after 1 minute, I knew exactly what I can do with it. And this is such a huge advantage to iOS on the Apple Watch and to Android Wear and even to the Pebble Time. The learning curve is just like, whoosh, I got it. Fantastic. Now, okay, it feels good. What about the pricing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It's an open question
Finally,
still.
after they released 6 or 7 generations of smartwatches, I think they got it right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
holy shit, it's an OS that you would have never expected it from. And I think this is really cool. And we have to give Samsung credit for this.
And for opening it up to non-Samsung watches for the first time, too.
The thing is, though, is I think that they really need to change Tizen's name. It's just so. It's
Got a
such.
brand
It's
problem.
such an ugly name. Like
Yeah.
It is.
they
I call it Mike.
They. I like Mike. Yeah, Mike OS. That's good, right? Yeah.
You know what? Okay.
They should have a Mike Tyson watch face with his tattoo here, and he's going through.
Someone whip that up right away. It's going to be on the Android Wear store in the
Yeah, turn on the watch. It's like, what you want, sucker? No, okay. Make the buttons on the side of the S2 control my music, and make the dial for volume.
Oh God. There we go.
Yeah,
we're done.
It's probably that's probably
Yeah,
how it
Once
works.
Actually do
again, the
that.
combination of the bezel, the physical buttons, whatever the way you want to use this watch. They're not limiting you to this one kind of weird input system, whether it's touch or so, right? I think this is quite smart. It's a well thought through device, and they're gonna sell it.
How about
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
kind
they
of like combination app that lets you like rotate a combination to like
unlock it?
unlock a secret door?
Well, you got to install the secret
Is that
door
going to be?
first,
Did I just
but
set
yeah.
up
The
the? Did I
secret
set
door.
up the next like Mission Impossible with product placement
Yeah,
right
man,
now?
you gotta start keeping that stuff for yourself and
I'm
selling
taking
those
credit for that.
ideas.
Guys, we really need to call it a day. As you can tell, the DJ already stopped, and they're all looking at us.
Well,
These
I mean,
guys are
they've been
hungry.
looking at us the whole time.
Well, but some of them are pointing at Josh, and I don't know why, right? It's just-
Because he charms the pants off of everybody.
Not me.
Once again, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. And so the next one will be Mobile World Congress.
Mobile World Congress, next TechLounge.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
WC.
yeah.
Wow, that's a long time to wait.
Not really.
Well, but we can hang.
No, not as long as from MWC till now.
I guess.
Yeah.
Phone releases away, dude.
Exactly.
That's how I count time now. It's
That's
just
true.
phone releases.
Just generational releases.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I'll see you next
And,
phone
at-
release.
At CES,
We'll hang out at
can,
CES.
We can just do the Pocket Now podcast that time.
That sounds good.
you're
It'll be
absolutely right.
just like this.
You're probably going to review 6 new HTCs.
Yeah, that's probably true.
MWC.
All different numbers.
That's cool. Show love for his podcast.
So, guys,
I already have Dom on for ours, all right? So
Android Authority's podcast is also so wonderful.
I have to. Can we please switch off the microphones for all these guys? And I know, otherwise, they will just continue for the next 2 hours. Anyways, I will thank you so much for joining us for the last 3 days. It's been not only exciting, it's been also quite exhausting.
Real. It's been real.
And it's been real, and it's been live, especially because for the first time we're streaming it over Twitch, and it might not be the content that you guys were kind of expecting, but that's what it is. We talk tech, and we are here at the show floor, and we are live, and we just want to talk to all these companies about the latest technologies and the latest product that they're going to release over here. The next time we're going to do this would be probably the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, which should be in the first week of March, and then we have CeBIT again here in Germany, and other events.
Well, actually, I'm going to be trying to do a live stream for IAA in 2 weeks.
Oh, we're doing an
yeah,
IAA
so we're
live
actually
stream,
doing an IAA live stream. But it'll be on our YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
sorry, Twitch. You got to head over to mobilegeeks.de.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you guys for joining us here.
Thanks for having us.
And you have a fantastic, I was close to say weekend, because for me it feels like a weekend because we've been working throughout the weekend.
Yeah.
So I will party into Monday. I'm sorry, guys. I feel so bad for you now. Have a good one. Cheers and bye.
Thanks.